Tennessee. This is Ryan Hinton, an independent diamond distributor with Advocare. Thank you very much for taking some time this evening to tune in and learn more about our amazing company. I'm going to cover really three distinct areas tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about who we are from a company perspective. I'm going to focus on some of our products, including something called the 24-day challenge. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the business opportunity associated with Advocare. So, got a lot of information to cover, and we're going to try to get this wrapped up in a very efficient 30 minutes for you tonight. So, I'm going to go through some of this at a very high level. And as you have more questions, please obviously feel free to reach out to the individual that invited you on this call. Or reach out and talk to Rebecca and I. We would love to help you too. So let's talk a little bit about Advocare. We were founded in 1993 by one man, Charlie Regis, who had a vision for creating the world's finest nutritional products. We are based out of Plano, Texas, and what we offer are core nutritional products ranging from weight management to helping people increase their lifestyles, increasing their energy levels, wellness, to sports performance. Essentially, we kind of help people look better, feel better, or perform better. But what this really boils down to is how can Advocare help you? And how is this specific for you? Does it have to do with your wellness, your health, your finances? Or is it an issue where you're looking for more time throughout your daily schedule? And we'll talk more about that later. But a lot of what Advocare offers, quite honestly, as you probably already picked up, is something that can help you with the season that's quickly approaching, and that is in the form of resolutions. And I think there's probably a lot of people on here. I'm sure the majority of the people can probably be divided up into several distinct groups. You are exploring Advocare and looking at it as a potential weight loss solution. I know there are people on here that are interested in the sports performance products and more the fitness end of it, and how can you add lean muscle tissue. I know we've also got some people on here that are exploring this from a debt freedom perspective and looking for a way that they can generate a few extra $100 per month to help pay off some extra debt or some bills. And as it impacted my family, and I will share later, we also offer a solution to some people that I suffer from what I call time debt. And that's something that we'll talk about a little later as well. Now, I want to go ahead and throw this out there. This is just the menu of Advocare. If this is something that you decide to pursue, and I'm going to come back and talk about this in more detail later, but there's multiple ways to get involved. And what I love to point out about Advocare is there's no continuing obligation of any kind. And whether you decide to be a retail customer, get a wholesale discount, actually distribute products, or become a business advisor. And again, I'll cover this in more detail as we move through this presentation. But no matter how you decide to get involved with Advocare, there's never any continuing obligation. And that's something that puts a lot of people at ease, including me and my wife, Rebecca. Now, let's talk a little bit about the company and who's formulating these products. There is a science and medical advisory board that is second to none. And I don't have time tonight to dive into great detail on any of these individuals, but please feel free to jot down these names, do some research, look them up. What I will point out real quickly is one of them that stood out to me is in the bottom left-hand corner, William J. Kramer. Anybody who knows anything about sports science, sports nutrition is very much aware of William J. Kramer. The Lifetime Achievement Award for the National Strength and Conditioning Association is actually named the William J. Kramer Award. That's just a great example of the kind of people that are involved in formulating these products. And they work in conjunction with Advocare Sports Advisory Council. Now, again, scan through here, you're going to see University of Kansas. You're going to see Texas A&M. Up at the top middle is Eric Corums, the high performance coach for the University of Kentucky football. I've had the pleasure to work with Eric a couple of different occasions. You'll see the University of Southern California. There in the middle of the screen is Eric Lichter. Eric was the strength and conditioning coach for Ohio State University, so for the Buckeyes. So again, just a great example. I see Kevin Yoxel in the bottom right-hand corner from Auburn University. Just a great example of the kind of people that are working to formulate these products, and one of the reasons why this company is so successful. And it's been around for 23 years. is because of the individuals on the SciMed board and in the Sports Advisory Council. Now, let's talk a little bit about where Advocare is and who we're involved with, because I think that goes a long way towards establishing our credibility. We are now the sports nutrition partner for Major League Soccer. So no longer do you see orange Gatorade coolers and jugs along the sidelines of Major League Soccer games, but now you see the red Advocare coolers, and that is a big deal in terms of having Gatorade in there before. Now it's Advocare, and so that's a major league sports. That's a major league organization that is now using Advocare products on a full-time, regular basis, and we are one of two product lines that are actually allowed in NFL locker rooms. And this slide right here shows you just a quick sample of who's involved from a sports perspective. Our national endorser, or I should say our national spokesperson, is Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints and Purdue University. I went to Purdue about a million years ago, so I will say, Drew's involvement helped break down some of my apprehension about getting involved in the first place. You see Jason Witten from the University of Tennessee, the Dallas Cowboys all-time reception leader, and then Rich Froning from Cookeville, Tennessee, who is called the world's fittest man. He is a 5-time national CrossFit champion. And then you look at what we're involved with. I talked about Major League Soccer and the NFL. Obviously, we even sponsor the New Orleans Saints training camp. It's the Advocare Sports Performance Center, and then we've got a NASCAR. We have a bowl game coming up, which is as a sports fan, that is a huge deal that my company sponsors a college football bowl game. December the 29th, the Advocare Texas Bowl will feature the Big 12 versus the SEC on ESPN in Houston, Texas. All right. It is a big deal, guys. Last year, that was Arkansas versus the University of Texas, and it was the 5th most watched bowl game of the entire college football bowl season. So we are excited for that to come up this December as well. Now, let's take a look a little bit. That's just some background, okay? Who's using the products? Why have we been around for 23 years? Who are we involved with, etc.? Let's take a look at some actual product examples. And I'm going to start in the weight loss category. And, this time of season, as we are come up on the end of the year and people start thinking about what are they going to do in January, February, and March to get healthier, I cannot help but think about one of my former administrative assistants, Shelby Andall. And just to make a very long story short, Shelby originally thought when we talked about Advocare in the middle of the year, she originally thought that this is something that she couldn't afford. She agreed that she needed to do something to get her health and her weight under control. She was 29 years old at the time. But then she came back at the end of the year and she said, I'm thinking about doing something starting in January. My goal is to lose 100 pounds. And Shelby ended up losing 125 pounds and more than 60 inches of body. And I just love the little smirk on her face because you can tell what a difference it's done for her in terms of her confidence. But because of Shelby's results, and she literally became what I refer to as a walking billboard, it started to spread. And these are her parents. This is Susan. Susan went on to lose over 50 pounds, and that's Ricky Green. They used to call him Big Rick. He went on to lose over 70 pounds. And even from there, it spread to some of Shelby's friends who didn't necessarily have weight to lose. This is Kaylin Cassidy. She is a college cheerleader, and her upper left-hand corner is her day one picture. She was in great shape to begin with, and she didn't have a lot of weight to lose. But as you move to the upper right, that's day 10. The bottom left is day 14, and then day 1 compared to day 24. She only lost a couple of pounds because she didn't have a lot of weight to lose, but she lost over 18 inches of body and inflammation. And that's the kind of difference that Advocare can make. And I will talk about that here in 1 second. But I want to go back to Shelby's original picture when I told you at first she was concerned that this is something that she couldn't afford. Well, in hindsight, Shelby said she would have paid so much more for it because 100 pounds and 60 inches of body later and her long-term health, guys, that's priceless. And not only for her, but to spread to her entire family and then even to her friends. And because of that, she has actually ended up generating a few hundred extra dollars a month of income over the course of the last couple of years. So just a tremendous story. And again, this time of year, I started thinking about Sean Young in the past, who jumped on board at the beginning of 2015 as part of a resolution, went on to lose 40 pounds, said he's feeling 5 years younger. This is Kelly Plott, cheerleading coach from right here in Franklin, Tennessee. Again, the picture speaks 1,000 words. Look at the difference in her waist. And this is our friends Seth and Marissa Witherington from Spring Hill, Tennessee. Seth is a high school football coach, and Seth actually lost 12 pounds and 20 inches during his 24-day challenge, went on to lose over 40, and his beautiful wife Marissa lost 10 pounds and 12 inches. And you can see the difference in both of them. This is our buddy David Dauber from up in Illinois, another 100-pound weight loss example. And then this is our very good friend Kelly Bonifer from up in Kentucky. Now, Kelly was not big to begin with, so she only lost 7 pounds and 5 inches during the 24-day challenge, but went on to lose over 24 pounds. And more importantly, she went from a size 12 to a size 6. And that's because of all the inflammation she got out of her system. And Kelly just feels and looks great. So that's kind of a wide range of examples of what the 24-day challenge can do for people. So let's talk for just a couple minutes about the challenge. And I don't have time tonight to dive into anything in great detail. But what I will tell you is that the challenge is very much based on good core nutrition. Okay, it's focused on a well-balanced diet of lean protein like fish, chicken, turkey, complex carbohydrates. All right, carbs are good for you. That's energy for your body. But like brown rice, oatmeal, quinoa, sweet potatoes are even a good choice. And we map out all these choices for you. And when you eat those in connection with the protein, the carbs, the fruits, the vegetables, and when you do that in the right sequential order, we are going to do a couple of things to your body. One, we're going to focus on keeping your blood sugar levels very steady and very consistent so you don't have a lot of highs and lows throughout the course of the day. And we're going to naturally increase your body's metabolic rate. And 60 to 70% of the calories that we burn throughout the course of the day come from your body's ability to burn. So as we help your body burn more throughout the course of the day, we are going to feed your lean muscle tissue, because as we look at some of those previous results, if like Kelly Bonifer loses 7 pounds during the course of those 24 days, I don't want her to lose any muscle tissue. I want to make sure we're feeding her lean muscle tissue with amino acids, good quality, high quality branched chain amino acids. And so as her body starts to burn more throughout the course of the day, we're going to burn off stored fat instead of losing muscle tissue. So that's at a very high level what the 24-day challenge will do for you. And again, we can get into much more detail, but when you eat the right foods in the right order and at the right times, and as your body burns more throughout the course of the day, when you feed it properly, your body knows how to respond. So for some people, like Kaylin Cassidy that I showed you earlier, the college cheerleader, people that don't have a lot of weight to lose aren't going to lose weight on this program, but will get increased definition and will actually lose some excess inflammation that they have in their system that they don't even realize. But if you're somebody like Shelby Andall that does have weight to lose, it's a tremendous springboard to help you along the way. Now, some people don't want to get started with the 24-day challenge, then that's fine too. There are a lot of individual products out there that can help people get started, or I should say maybe help people through the holidays. And this is just a quick example of what some of those products might be, like ThermoPlus to help people burn a little bit more. There's a product called Crave Check that will help keep those holiday cravings in check over the course of some holiday parties that you may be attending. That works in conjunction with a product called Slim that does the exact same thing. So again, these are just holiday helpers. There's a Phibotrim product that will help your body slow down its absorption of fat as you're at some of those holiday parties and maybe eating some desserts. And then also a product called Carbies that slows down the ingestion of your body's of carbohydrates as you eat those. So again, trying to keep your blood sugar levels in check. So again, just some other products that you may look at trying this holiday season before you're ready to commit to a challenge. But one thing I do want to emphasize, and we're going to switch gears here a little bit and talk about the sports performance products is that our products, you see that green box with the white check mark, that means they are tested by an independent third-party laboratory called Informed Choice. And that is huge, guys. That's very important. That's one of the reasons why these guys are on the cover of our latest Impact magazine. This is what we refer to as the Quarterback Club. And because our products are tested by Informed Choice and they're guaranteed to be safe, they're healthy, they're safe, they're effective, and absolutely banned substance free, that's one of the reasons why NFL players can use these products. That's why the NCAA is using our products, or some universities are using our products, and Olympians can even do that. But you see Drew Brees, Nick Foles from the Rams, Philip Rivers of the Chargers, and Alex Smith, who actually led his team to a huge victory today over the Denver Broncos. But you see Alex Smith on here. And, not only are these guys using products because they can and they work and they trust them, but they literally tell us that. I was kind of laughing with somebody earlier today that we show some of these photos of us with these guys because we want people to know that they're just not lending their name and their image to Advocare. They're actually involved with the company. And to have Drew Brees stand there and tell you that, yeah, I fully trust Advocare. I trust them with my career, my reputation. And when somebody like a Drew Brees makes those comments to you, it just goes a long, long way towards credibility in my mind. And you can see Rebecca and I there with Drew. We've had an opportunity to interact with him a couple of times. That's our great friend, Ellie Dowling, and teammate J.R. Arostegui. So those guys were with us at one of our events. There's Alex Smith from the Kansas City Chiefs. And again, just mind-boggling to be able to talk to these guys and ask them about what products they're using and why they trust Advocare and how they use it. This is Rich Froning, the CrossFit champion I was telling you. I love to point out that you'll notice that Rich's bicep is about as big as my neck. So just an absolutely great example of the performance products. And these are just some regular people. This is Glenn Rollins from Beaumont, Texas, actually added 27 pounds of muscle, dropped his body fat in half, was in great shape to begin with. This is my buddy Rob Schneider from out in Denver, Colorado. Same thing, great shape to begin with, absolutely in phenomenal shape now. So no matter where you're at, what you're looking to gain, what you're looking to accomplish, we can customize, whether it be a 24-day challenge, just some miscellaneous product aids for you to get you through the holidays, or maybe that's to customize some performance products for you to help you build lean muscle mass, or lose some extra fat and increase your definition if that's what you're looking for. So based on the workout that you're doing and that you like to do, we can help customize pre-workout, during workout, and post-workout recovery products for you. As a matter of fact, Eric Corum, the strength coach from Kentucky, was telling me that that's his most important focus with his athletes is the post-workout recovery, making sure they've got the right branched chain amino acids getting into their system immediately, so that they can recover or rebuild and come back and work out again the next day. So that's extremely important for athletes of all levels that might be interested in this. Now, let's talk a little bit about how people can get involved if this is something they're interested in doing. This is the menu that I was showing you earlier. As I mentioned, people can become a retail customer. So you don't have to join anything if you don't want to. As you can see at the bottom, that just simply means you're paying full price. So if somebody invited you on this call and you're interested in doing a 24-day challenge, using some post-workout recovery, maybe using Spark as part of your pre-workout, getting those amino acids into your system immediately, you can use it's just like if you go to their website and purchase products, it's like you're walking into Target and buying products off a shelf at full price. That's great. I think our products are worth every single penny, but I will tell you, I don't recommend that people do that. At a minimum, you can become a wholesale customer. Advocare very much operates like a Sam's Club or Costco. Our discounts range from 20 to 40%. And so that way you get your own microsite. You can go to your computer whenever you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can order your product at a 20% discount up to a 30, 40% discount. And you see the middle two columns there, the gray one, the wholesale customer, and the orange one as a distributor. Those are all discount members. Technically, the only difference there is that somebody goes from being a wholesale customer to a distributor when they really just go from wanting to save money on products as a wholesale customer to a distributor and just sharing it with somebody because you care about helping someone else feel better or look better or try to perform better. And so when you share it with somebody, you're a distributor. But again, under no circumstance is there any obligation. There's no minimums, no monthly fees, no quotas, no auto shipments. So there's nothing funny. There's no catch with this. And the last column is what we refer to as the business advisor. That's the maximum discount. That's where you save the most, and that's the cheapest way to use products at the 40% discount level. And that also opens up a couple of other doors for you. The business advisor is a $2,100 investment for $3,000 worth of products. So some people look at that as $900 of savings. Other people look at that as $900 of profit if they place that order and they turn around and sell it at the full retail price. I will tell you that Rebecca and I, this is exactly what we did right off the bat, just simply because we were looking to use the products at the maximum discount right off the bat. So I found out that I could get the products at the maximum discount with a one-time purchase, so I only paid for shipping once. I also thought, and I'll explain this in a few minutes, but if Rebecca shares this with somebody, I want her to maximize her profits right off the bat. And then third was that we had a year to get our money back. And that's once you place your advisor order, you've got 12 months to get your money back. So when I coupled this with the fact that we could use our products as cheap as possible immediately, the maximum discount, there was no continuing obligation, meaning I didn't have to do anything next month, and I could get my money back after 12 months, I thought, why not? Why shouldn't we do the 24-day challenge? Try the products, try the workout products, try the performance products as cheap as possible. So that's what we did. And when I talk about maximizing your discount, guys, I'm not going to dive into the compensation plan, but if somebody wants to share this, if you share this with your brother, your sister, your parents, like Shelby did, or some of your best friends, and you want to generate even a few hundred extra dollars a month, that advisor level is the quickest way to do that, because not only do you make retail and wholesale profits, but once you get to the business advisor level is when it opens up all the forms of residual income. And again, I'm not going to dive into great detail. Happy to have that conversation with anybody offline or one-on-one. And we do train on that, obviously, once people get involved as to how to generate income. But just to give you a quick example, when you're at that advisor level and you're making a 40% profit off your retail sales, if you get 12 people to use Spark throughout the course of the month, if they go through 2 canisters a month, that's $500 of profit. So $500 is not difficult to obtain in this business. As a matter of fact, we have got a rookie bonus program for people that just get started as business advisors. They're immediately eligible for a $500 rookie bonus. You're not competing against anybody except yourself, which is part of the program that we love, is you do it and you earn it. And this is Andy and Renee Thomas from Clear Out in South Dakota, Gregory, South Dakota, as a matter of fact, part of the Stuckel organization, and obviously huge Cub fans, which is one of the reasons why I put their photo in here. But very proud of Andy and Renee. Andy works in insurance, and Renee works for a school district. But they got to work quickly when they became business advisors. And not only did they earn a $500 rookie bonus, but they were also generating extra income along the way. And what we have realized is over the course of those 3 pay periods or 6 weeks, when people earn their rookie bonus, they're typically earning anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, including that rookie bonus. So let's talk a little bit about some people that are doing this from an income perspective. This is Dr. Grayson Woods, the GYN here in Nashville, and her husband Russ. Russ is a photographer and a stay-at-home dad, very good friends of ours. And they got started with Advocare for the products. They quickly found that this is something that they could easily share with their friends and family, including some of Grayson's patients that were interested in dropping a few extra pounds. And they were able to generate enough extra income that Grayson was able to hire a physician's assistant, an extra physician's assistant, to come into her office and help her, to help free up her time a little bit, because they've got 2 beautiful children. And obviously she's a doctor and has a flourishing practice here in Nashville, but she's also a mom, and she wanted to be able to stay home and spend some time with those kids. So Advocare has helped her free up some of that time. This is John and Stephanie Kennedy, CrossFit box owners here in Bellevue, Tennessee, using Advocare products, as well as Brandon and Laura Frith. Brandon is a local Metro police officer and a SWAT team, member of the SWAT team, And they were able to reach a level in Advocare that was allowed Laura to come home from her accounting role, so that when they had their second child, she was able to stay home and be a full-time mother. And this is our very, very good friend, Ellie Dowling. We're so proud of what Ellie's accomplished. And obviously, for some of you that are new, the color coding in the background of these slides doesn't make any sense. And when you understand our compensation program, we'll explain that more. But Ellie was a speech pathologist. And I've showed you quick examples of people involved in the fitness industry and the medical field, and police officers, civil servants. Ellie was a speech pathologist at Vanderbilt. And while Ellie loved her job and she loved the fact that she could impact people's lives as a speech pathologist, she also had two beautiful children that were growing up while she was busy spending time helping all these other people. And Campbell and Reagan were at home, and obviously Ellie wanted to be there with them more. So she used Advocare. She became an advisor, and a year later got to the level that was paying her $80,000 a year, and she was able to come home. Now she's at a level even higher than that, and I honestly don't know what Ellie made last month, but she typically averages anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 a month. She's able to stay home now with Campbell and Reagan, and as Campbell's in junior high, and actually they're both in junior high now and getting older all the time. She's so grateful, and I heard her telling someone today that while she got to impact so many people in her speech pathology career and she loved it, she also loves the fact that she gets to impact people now and help people. She actually helps a lot more people, both physically and financially, and helps them in all kinds of different ways. Like when we go back to the resolutions for this season and what's coming up, Ellie's able to impact people in all of those areas now, and she's able to do that from home while being a full-time mother. And that brings us to our story. And I mentioned earlier that my wife, Rebecca, is the first one to see this. You can see her here. You can see my beautiful wife. She's the one that saw Advocare as an opportunity because she saw someone walk into one of her dance classes doing the 24-day challenge. And that lady went from a size 12 to a size 6. And we saw other people starting to have dramatic results on the products. My background is more corporate America. And I am fully upfront with the fact that I was extremely skeptical and extremely hesitant about this company and this organization. And it took me becoming a product believer, and it took me time to see our relationship with the NCAA and the NFL, the SciMed Board, the Sports Advisory Council, being on ESPN and ABC and Drew Brees and Jason Witten doing commercials for us, for me to finally wake up and see this as a legitimate business opportunity. But we got started, or I should say Rebecca got started in February of 2011 while I was a vice president with a manufacturing company. And I was traveling 2 or 3 weeks a month. I suffered from what I call Dracula syndrome, which means I got up in the morning before the sun came up, and I was having a hard time getting home at night before the sun came down. And you see that handsome little 11-year-old boy in the photos. He was 6 when we got started. And I quickly realized, and Rebecca realized before I did, that that boy was growing up way too fast. And as I was gone so much, I quickly realized that I was working very, very hard to provide life for my family that I was not able to participate in. And we saw Advocare as an opportunity for Rebecca and I to team up, become very intentional with quite simply just helping others. And that's part of what's so wonderful about this, is that's always been Rebecca's heart. She was a child abuse protection. She worked for a child abuse protection agency while she was in school. She ended up being a court-appointed special advocate. She has always been involved in social work, and then it morphed into the fitness industry and helping people physically. And now this has also taken us into the financial realm. So that's how we spend our day now, is coaching people to benefit from our products and or grow a business. I was able to retire in March of 2012, just 13 months after we got started with Advocare. And within a total of 18 months from the day we got started, we had far surpassed an 18-year corporate salary. Advocare allows people to compress time. You can generate income so quickly in this. I refer to that as time compression. And again, we replaced an 18-year corporate salary in less than 18 months. And you can see our career earnings down there at the bottom of the slide. But what I will tell you is that very first year, we averaged $3,000 a month, and that was extremely impactful for us. And obviously, it's grown since then, but that showed us what was possible with this. if we just helped more people. And from there, guys, we have gone on to create the kind of life that we've always dreamed of, to be real honest with you. It's allowed us to wake up in the morning and be together as a family, and for Rebecca and I to work together throughout the course of the day, and to be able to do what we want when we want around our family's needs and not necessarily dictated by a boss or a corporate schedule. And then we're home when that young man gets home at 4 o'clock at night to spend the evenings together as families. So that's what Advocare has allowed us to do. And I will say this too: the numbers can be staggering, and it can be a lot of money, but for us, just honestly, it was never about the paycheck. It was always about time, family time, and the ability to be together as a family as we wanted to. So with that, guys, we're at 9 o'clock hour. I am going to wrap things up. I do have to put in a very unique plug. This is a unique time of year. We have just released probably our most popular product of the year. It's a seasonal product. It's a gingerbread bar that comes out this time of year. They are going fast, guys. They do not last. It's a great product just to try throughout the course of the holidays. And when people order the gingerbread bar right now, they actually get a sample meal replacement shake for free from Advocare. It's a white chocolate peppermint meal replacement shake that's going to be coming out a little later this holiday season. So it's a tremendous tandem to try. And with that, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. And again, I just want to reiterate, you can become a member for as little as $79. $79 will get you your membership. That actually gets you $69 worth of Spark to try. And from there, you can get started on whatever product regimen you and your coach think is best for you. It could be a 24-day challenge. Maybe it's some holiday helpers. Maybe it's gingerbread bars. Maybe it's Spark and M&S. But we can help you feel better immediately. And if this is something you're thinking about in terms of income, if you're wrestling with debt freedom, if you'd like to make an extra $2, 3, 4, 500,000, $10,000 a month, we can help you do that also. We've helped many do it, and I highlighted a few of their stories. But let's make a list of people that you think could benefit, and just think about that when we get off this webinar. Who do you know that could lose 10 pounds? Who do you know that might want an extra $2, 3, $400 a month? Who do you know that's working out right now, is using protein powder, using a pre-workout product? They could use Advocare products. It would be a higher quality product, and chances are they could get it a little bit cheaper. Let's get you to Advisor as quick as possible, the 40% discount, and you can get started immediately. With that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I appreciate you taking the time. Have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you, guys.